Hi all, welcome back to the channel. So this is the next part of page object model series. I think it should be the fourth part, and in previous part we have seen like we have automated this scenario of test login with standard user, where we have created this login page and we have added all the page objects, and also we have created some wrapper methods which we can use or reuse in different parts of our test. So like you can see here, we have created the objects from login page, and with that we have accessed this do login method, and then we have also created one property, that is product header, that using from the products page or products list page, and we have verified whether that is visible or not, and then we have checked some text on that header page, that is products. Now let's automate, or not automate, actually we have already automated it, but what we are doing here, we are just updating it to the page object model design pattern or the framework structure. Okay, so um, so like as you can see, it's very helpful, right? So we can reuse this method again and again to utilize. We do not have to type this thing. So this is like duplication of code. Like here we have used this code also. Maybe here we have not used, but it may be in further test, like in the logout test, we can also see like this is used. So what I'm going to do now, I will be replacing this part. So let me remove this X, and like you see here, this is going to the source demo website, and we do not need this line, right? Because this is handled by com test here. So we are already launching the website. So just remove this part, these three lines. Also I think this lines also is not required, so we can just take this code from here, and you can see it's giving some red line because this should be coming as this parameter here. Okay, so I already explained this, how it is working from setup tear down, and how contest is related or connected with this test. So that I have already explained in the previous video. So if you have not watched that video, please do check it out. Okay, now also no, that's okay. So you can see this is standard user, now this is invalid user, right? Okay, so for invalid user, what I'm doing here, I'm writing a random name like non-standard user, so this user doesn't exist. Okay, so as you can see, I can just let me open it, and source demo, yeah, here it is. So you can see this is the only users that is there that you can use, but I am using one invalid user. But let's keep the password same, and now um, here I am doing the login. So let's copy it and paste it. See, this copy paste is fine because you are not writing any new code, right? So that's just you are reusing it. Also maybe in future we can see like if this part can be kept in a separate place, maybe like in the base test, something like that, or it should be in one place, so that we should not repeat this 4 lines of code, or not this one is fine, because this you are taking in this page object, in this page reference, and these 3 lines, right? See, this is repetition, we can see. That's fine for now, but we can do it later. So let me remove, no, this part is okay. Now see, we are logging in here with this non-standard user. That means one error should be thrown. That error message should be this one. Okay, now see, this locator, we cannot use this locator here, right? This should be placed in a separate file, and that page is login page, right? So we will have to remove it from here to here. Now let me see if we have already a error message. Is there not? No, there is no error locator. So we have to create one locator for error message. So let me create it, and this we can take it from here. So we got the error message. Now what you have to do here, let's remove this part. And so basically we have to access this locator. So let's copy this part and go here and create one property. So let's create it here. So definition, that is this one, error message locator. And okay, now return what? Return self dot error message, right? This one. And we can put a property annotation. Now let's go here, and it should be accessed using, as you can see, no, see, once we do this do login, right? So you are still in that login page. You have not navigated to the products page. So that means if you're using products page reference, then it will not work. So what you have to do, you have to use login page reference. That's it. And you do not need to like assign this to a variable kind of thing. So you just put it like this. That's fine, because you do not need that reference of products list page. And it should be error message. Okay, and let's automate this one as well. So this one related to test login with no credentials. And okay, so here what we are doing, we are opening the launch source demo page, then we are directly clicking on this button because we are not giving anything. Okay, so what we can do here, we can just update this setup tier down here. And now this page equals to this one. And now can take this from here, right? And login page dot click login, right? So we are clicking on the login button. That's I mean, that's only thing we are doing here. Okay, now once we do this thing, like clicking on the login button without entering anything, we get a message called username is required. So that's that thing we can check as expected message. And now this locator, now I think we have already added this locator here in the login page, right? This is the same locator. So see, the way we have to create this locator, it should be generic, right? So that you can utilize it everywhere. Because see, we have created like that. If you are using like text message kind of thing, like here, if you create the locator with this particular word like username is required, then that for that you need to create multiple locators, right? So it should be like one locator, so that you can utilize it in different places. And now you can validate it with the text, like by extracting the text. That's what we are doing here. Okay, now go to test login page and remove this part. And here just use this login page object reference, and just dot error message locator. We are accessing this property, and we are also verifying the same thing we are doing here. Whatever I'm doing here, we are doing the same thing also here. Okay, but the difference is only this message, failed message is different. Okay, now let's run it. Let's see what happens. So pytest minus s test is headed, and we can, so there are two methods. I think test logout is not, test logout test will not be executed because we have given something here. It is not starting with test keyword, right? So it will not be executed, so only 3 tests will be executed now. And let's give one slow motion equals to 1000 milliseconds. So the first test is done. This is the second one, and this should also pass, and this is the third one, and as you can see 3 tests passed, right? Okay, now let's update, I mean refactor this code as well. So we this is also would be similar thing what you have done earlier. So these 3 lines we don't need it, and instead of that we just have to replace it with setup and tear down. Set up no need, we can take it from here. Okay, now we have to create the object reference, so we can again take it from here. So this is the credentials we are using, and this is the method. So we just imported this thing because this is required when you are creating the object from this class. Okay, so you have to import it. Okay, now next is like, once we do this do login thing, so you get this product page reference, right? Because this do login is returning object of product list page, and here, so you can get it now. Sorry, you have to, I think it's very confusing, right? So let me close all the tabs. So here in the logout page we are here, right? So we do the login, and then we get the reference of the product list page or object of that project list page. So using this reference variable we can now access what we can access. We can access this locator, right? This products header. Now let's see whether we have created any products header in this product list page. So we have this locator, right, already. Now what we can do, we can just remove it from here, and also this burger menu icon, so this should be also there. Now let's create this locator now. So let's copy it from here and put it here. So burger menu, right? So that should goes here. Self dot burger menu. Okay, so burger menu button locator is also there in this product list page. Now what next? And we can remove it from here. Now this, they are what they are doing, they are clicking on this, I mean we are clicking on this button on this menu, right? So once we logged in, we click on this menu button, and then we click on this logout. That's it. So we can now create one in the product list page, right? So we can create one method definition click burger menu button. Okay, and use self dot burger menu dot click. Okay, next definition, click logout. Okay, and this one should be self dot. Okay, now we need the locator of this one. So this should be this one. So it's finding one locator, so we can put it here. Okay, so we got the logout locator as well, so we can access it. Logout button dot click, and finally the main method, that is do logout, that should be created. And for that, what we can do, we just have to for doing logout, we have to call these two methods. So click burger menu. Okay, we have to use self keyword, self dot click burger menu button, and then self dot do logout. No, not this one. Click logout. Okay, so this thing will do the logout. Now one more thing, like what we can do, like we can give some meaningful message, so that we know what this method is doing. So like this method product header, so it returns locator or selector for product header text. Okay, next this menu, this is, although this is kind of self-explanatory, but it's good. I mean, like we can say like a good thing to add more message, so that I mean, anyone can understand what this method is doing, right? So it would what we can write here, like this, click on the burger menu button, so this will click on burger menu icon from header. And next, this is logout, so this will click on logout. And finally this one, logout from the source demo. That's it. So like this we can update it in other pages as well. I'm not doing it, but you can try from your own, and also maybe in future video I will try to update it. Okay, now we got this do logout method. Now that we can use it here, so we do not need this method, this line as well. And this logout button is also has been taken care in this product list page. Okay, now this click operation is also not needed, because now we will be calling this product list products page dot logout. Okay, now next, so what next? So next we are validating the text again. So what we're validating, so it should, like, once we log out, it should goes to the login page, right? So that means we have to validate something that is present in the login page. So here we are doing like, okay, page.get by text login. So we can do like login page dot now we need that login buttons locator, right? So now if you see here, we do not get that locator because that is private variable here in the login page, and we have to create one property, public property, one kind of property object. So it's creating a property, and it's a public method we have to create so that we can access that variable, right? So similar way, you just copy paste it and add it here, and it should be login button. And here we have to return login button. That's it. Here now you can see this login button property is coming. So this is, we are verifying like this login button should be visible. So if it is visible, that means we are in the login page, and that means logout is successful. So I mean, that's the test we are doing. Now let's run it. Now we have already executed the first three tests, right? So let's execute only this test logout file. So for that, what we can do here, we can just give it like this. So see, we can directly copy this method name and add it like this. So this is Pytest feature. So what it do, it will just execute this method. Okay, so you can see it should collect only one item. See, one selected but three deselected. Logged in with standard user, and it should click on that menu item, and it logged out. Great, so it passed, right? Now if you have noticed one thing, see this thing, this menu button is actually in the header part, right? So let's say you are adding one item in the cart, and you go here. See, here also this menu button is present. So this is like a common property, I mean common thing, everyone has it. So if you login page doesn't have it, but in the product list page it's also available, and it in this page also available. So we can, what we can now, for now it's fine, but in latter part, what we can do, we can update it in a such a way so that we can have one extra, another page or another component where we can keep this header and footer locators, this one, privacy policy, terms of services, because these two things is common for all the pages. Not all, but login page doesn't have, but other pages it's having, right? So that, for that reason, we have to create, because otherwise what would happen, like if you navigate to this cart page, in that case again you have to add these locators in that page, right? So that you can access it. So that is why it's needed. So that we can see later, we can update it. Okay, now I hope you have understood the approach, and if you have any questions, do let me know, and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.